happened when I started to wake up at 5 a.m. daily for 3 months. How many of you woke up 5 a.m. today? Just a few, okay? How many of you bothered to vlog about that? Okay, some of our Vietnam friends, right? 5 a.m. daily, right? So, can you see that Jesslyn is like all of us, a life insurance agent? But is she giving a content right now, giving a lesson? Yes. Okay, not taking, and this is what has gone resonant, right? Moving very quickly, how I ended 2018 with COT. You can share your professional knowledge, your attainments, your achievements as well, okay? And I'll just go very quickly into this example, a Vietnamese example, right? So this talks about, for example, a rich dad in the US and how a poor dad in the US would give money. So in this example was in Vietnam. A rich dad who has $1 million, for example, a poor dad who has $1 million would give all the money away, right? But a good dad in Vietnam would buy, for example, if I remember correctly, 600,000 worth of insurance, and then 400,000 will be your legacy, right? So this is what we call as education, the third E, right? So you will take a look, what are you going to do here? Year-end bonus was the meaningful gift that you're going to give to people, right? So to wrap things up, and my final part, the last part is engagement type of content, right? So you got entertainment, you have education, the third thing is engagement. I want to say that engagement type of content are the best content because usually they are the most viral, right? And I sort of designed this session to be a recruitment type, not an MDRT sales conversation, but more a recruitment type. I want to talk to you on the power of social storytelling, right? Unbeknownst to a lot of people, Facebook and what thrives on Facebook is not just the funny content, not just the educational content, but most importantly, the engagement type of content. What is engagement? Engagement is you hit your heart and then you remember in your mind. Okay? It hits your heart first, then you remember in your mind. So I'll share with you a few examples, but I think the best example is from myself. Yeah? So I did this. Okay, so this is an example where a person talks about her cancer journey. Photo by photo by photo by photo, and talks about how she has hair, no hair. And if you take a look at the social sharing, it's about 11,000 shares. Why? Because people feel for her, and then they remember about her. This is what we call as engagement type of content, right? I did this sharing. Some of you may have seen this. It was my personal experience at 27 years old. Okay. Long story short, I had very high fever, 39, 40 degrees Celsius. Had to go to the hospital twice. I thought doctors were kind of good, right? But doctors in Singapore said, young man, you don't have any issues. Please go home. Please go home. Send me home twice. Until a nurse friend of my friend told me that you need to go and see a specialist. Okay? What happened? I had a liver abscess. Okay? So it's a collection of pus in my liver, and I was stuck in the hospital for a good 1 week. The most painful part of being in the hospital was having a needle poked into my liver, and I had to wear that whole pouch for 24 hours. Okay? I finally realized how kangaroos live. Okay? I finally realized how kangaroos live. You have to put a needle into your liver, carry that bloody pouch for 1 full day. Okay? At that time, I still remember my agent. His name is Aaron from Prudential. He came and visited me and said, Ben, don't worry about anything. Just focus on your recovery. Okay? And that was still today one of my best interactions of what I've learned about insurance. Okay? Take away the money, take away all the prestige, take away all the MDRT. Isn't that what you do for your people as well? Yeah? And when Aaron did that for me, it totally engaged me. Heart first, mind later. And then I shared this post, and as you can see, about 1,000 shares. My personal life story. Okay? So can you give a round of applause to Aaron? Okay? Because I think Aaron is doing exactly what all of you life insurance agents are doing, important work, okay? But how do you use it on social? You start spotting stories. You have to have an eye for story, okay? You need to know, like, is this something that people would want to know more? So it's a process of trying, right? This happened in Malaysia, talking about medical card issue. Take a photo of that link, and if you want, visit it, okay? I'm going to go a bit quickly. Happened in Vietnam. A picture speaks 1,000 words, okay? And you take a photo of a senior in Vietnam, and this is what the post would say, right? Feeling sad because more than 70% of the people are selling lottery tickets at their age, okay? And this gets people thinking because again, a picture speaks more than 1,000 words, right? This is another great one. So for example, for those at the back who can't see, it's about how a Vietnamese policeman was buying insurance. Okay? And it's talking about how before he goes to protect the country, he needs to protect his wife, his son, and himself first. Okay? So you need to also, I would say, to be good at telling engagement type of content, be almost like a reporter, right? You got to look and spot stories. Okay? So I'm going to go very quickly for the English translation. Before defending the fatherland, you must protect the family, right? And you need to protect your wife, your son, and yourself. Okay? So these are the content. Okay? So I want to wrap this entire sharing up. As a leader, I talk so much about entertainment type content, I talk about education type of content. If I say, and if Ben says that engagement type of content is the best, what kind of story should I tell? So I already mapped it out for all of you leaders. There are 4 types of stories that you need to start telling, all right? The first type of story is what we call as a personal career journey. What were you doing before you joined Prudential? Were you a doctor, a dentist, engineer, an entrepreneur, a small, medium enterprise person, whatever it is, right? You need to start comfortable telling your own story. And this is where I want you to be introduced to this gentleman. If you use Instagram, okay, Instagram is a very pictorial, picture-based platform. He does an excellent job. He's from my alma mater. I studied accounting, studied law, much younger than me. At 22 years old, he's a $1 million realtor. $1 million real estate agent in Singapore. This is how he uses Instagram, right? So he talks about a year back, this was how he was looking like in the army, because boys in Singapore have to serve service, right? He talks about his story and say, hey, at that point, he was still clueless. He didn't know that whether being in university will give him a bright future or not, right? Very typical concept. 1 year later, you become a realtor, right? And then you start seeing 1.5 years later, he has a team, right? So social storytelling is all about capturing moments like a time capsule. The better you're telling your own story, the better you're telling your agent's story, the better you're going to win people's hearts. The better you're going to win people's hearts, your story, your brand gets hammered in. Okay? So I'm really delivering the essence, the quick fix on it. Okay? If you take a look at Jervis, simple things. Look for things to share. So he's sharing, for example, his WhatsApp group, 29 members. That's the size of his team, right? And he talks about how he's looking for people. So for example, on Instagram, there's this option called a poll or a question, right? So this is a question function, right? Do you believe that we should start learning about real estate as young as 21 years old? Answer obviously is a resounding yes, right? Not too young, right? Take a look at how he shares. For example, wonder what happens behind the scenes for the youngest real estate agent in the real estate industry, right? And you take a look, 15 things school doesn't teach you that real estate teaches you. Can you transform this to your own industry content? 15 things that school doesn't teach you that insurance business teaches you. Yes. Absolutely yes. Okay? So I want you to see examples, open your eyes up, because a lot of things are happening every day on social media, right? And take a look, for example, joining us, Inspired. Okay, so I'm going to go through. These are the things you share on Facebook, sharing your wins, your successes, right? For example, with your clients, right? Going through with your people. Smiley face, and you say consistency, telling the whole brand story. I'm going to skip this, okay? Second type of story is what we call as the meaning of work story, okay? So for you to effectively recruit, there's 2 big circles you need to do. You need to talk about insurance, and you need to talk about insurance as a career. A lot of people talk about insurance as a career, but they don't talk about what insurance is. So can you imagine if people only think about the business, but they don't know what the business is? So that's very dangerous, right? So a good person on social would also spend time to talk about the work in itself, right? So this is a small one, but you can see one of the agents from Singapore talk about her claim story. When you're posting things like this, key thing to take note, please blanco off all the sensitive details, including names, identification number, whatever that you feel should not be divulged to the public, right? But you see, this post is about her talking that. But the pity for this agent who posted this is she didn't tell the story, right? If she told the story, she would say, hey, the person that received the claims, how was she feeling when she received the claims check? What did your client tell you in person? Did she hug you? Did she hold you by the hand? Did she hold you by the waist? Right? People are very story visual creatures. we don't spend enough time telling stories, right? Very quickly, this was what happened in Vietnam itself. Again, a clean story, but again,